almost nearing good afternoon. You can hear me at the back, right? Okay. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to present to you on what is it that Quest does and helps you as CIOs within your organizations to basically simplify management of IT. When you have spent an enormous amount of money in procuring a lot of IT, a deep thought also needs to be given to how to manage that particular IT which you have procured. And the simpler you make the management of that particular IT, the better are the benefits that you get from that particular investment. That's the philosophy with which Quest Software basically brings a whole host of solution areas to you, which help you in basically three things: help in reducing the costs, helps in reducing the complexities, and helps in reducing the risks which are involved in either implementing a lot of technologies or not implementing few critical technologies which are essentially required within the organization. A lot of people have already spoken about these things, so I'm not going to be focusing a whole lot on it. But yes, 80% gets spent on keeping the lights on and 20% on new stuff. More importantly, when it comes to the complexity factor, a lot of technology, when it gets implemented to resolve a business solution or to implement a business solution, at a point of time, if the complexity of implementation of that solution reaches to a particular inflection point, the value of that particular investment is definitely going to go down. So we have to look at it from the perspective of what is the inflection point for each and every solution that we are implementing, and whether does it make sense to continue investing in that particular technology for that business solution, or look for another solution which actually will solve that business problem. Risks. A very, very critical factor, at least in the last 5 to 6 years, that every CIO is basically mandated to help the organization overcome. And this is typically from the security perspective. Why? Simply because a lot of times, especially in the last 1 to 1.5 years time, when there was huge amount of recession, a lot of layoffs which happened, a lot of disgruntled employees, when they went out of the organization, they took a whole lot of information out from there. Because some of the systems were not properly in place when it came to a person having to moving out of an organization, making sure that his login information from all of the systems which is then taken out, not leaving any open doors from which he can come back and actually start using information which is within the organization. So this is another very critical element which needs to be looked at it. Whilst we have been doing a whole host of talking about the new paradigm on the cloud computing piece, we are looking at focusing on coming down to the basics which are there of what are the things that actually need to be done with a whole host of investment that we have made in the technology environment today, and how we can look at simplifying that in three aspects: the cost, complexity, and the risk. Naturally, the challenge which remains is how do we keep on balancing this? Because if you are going to be having systems in place where risk is not taken care of, then at the same time your loss in business is pretty high. If you don't invest in doing that particular thing and implement that, again the risks are pretty high, which again is detrimental for the organization. And as and when you introduce those elements to be able to control that, naturally costs are going to go higher. So critical aspects which definitely every CIO is looking at, balancing these three aspects across new technology solutions to be implemented, whether should we take the lead and invest that 20% into a new solution area, not doing that, what is the impact within the organization, and at the same time ensure that you are keeping a lot of track on the security implementation to reduce the total amount of risks which are there. Quest Software essentially looks at basically building solutions around the investments that you have made in a whole host of technologies in 4 separate areas. First, Windows management. Every organization has got Windows systems implemented, whether it's Windows Server, Exchange Server, SQL Server, a lot of your intranets would be on the SharePoint system which is there. You've already invested in a huge amount of information technology from Microsoft. How do you make it simpler to manage this? A simple example. How many of you have a very clear-cut SLA-based backup recovery for your Active Directory? In case if Active Directory goes down, how soon can you recover from that? 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, 2 days, 4 days? Half an hour? Okay. Any other examples? Because we've grown to believe, hey, Active Directory has never gone down in my organization. Do I really need to have a solution to be able to prevent any kind of scenario? It's like the heart which runs in our body. So the time it is running, it's running. But if something goes wrong due to either a human intervention, a human error, administrator by mistake deletes an OU which contains 2,000 employees, what happens? Okay. Microsoft natively does not provide you with the solutions to be able to recover from such kind of scenarios. You need to look at solutions which can help you to have an active backup recovery of the entire Active Directory, because that's the heart of your entire network. So this is just one example of a solution area which basically Quest helps in implementing within the organization. Where was that information leak happening from? What had happened is, typically again, technology which comes at a base platform level. Business requirements have more functionality requirements which are there. They implemented a solution which enabled them to basically track who was accessing mails, somebody else's mails, the top management mailboxes, unauthorized, and information was leaking out. How do you prevent that an administrator, typically who has access, and he can just add himself to a mailbox of any user which is there without any knowledge, and open that mailbox and do whatever he wants, because there is no protection in the base platform. We provide solutions which actually enable you to protect it on top of the base platform so that you can prevent any unauthorized access to any resource within your network. This is just some of the examples on the Windows management thing which we help simplify, which helps reduce the amount of risks which are there, complexities, and make it easier for an administrator as well as you to be able to monitor the entire environment. Database management. How many of us have encountered that as and how we have implemented our database and our applications, as and how the number of users have increased, the amount of data has increased, the performance has gone down? How many of us have encountered that? I think almost every one of us. But is there a solution to that? What is the solution? More CPUs, more memory, larger hardware, probably will solve the problem. But no, there are easier ways to tackle that problem, and which is where Quest basically helps you in doing database management far more easier. Like, let's say for example, you're running your SAP, typically on the month ends, the load is so large which is there that sometimes you have to stop taking orders which are there or have the routine activities stop because the order processing on the month end needs to get completed. We provide good solutions which can help automatically reorganize the database itself, which boosts your performance by almost 30 to 40% on the same infrastructure, which can be run month on month to give you that particular benefit. Now this is something which we call as providing smart systems management to your basic technologies that you have already implemented. You don't need to necessarily invest into new hardware to be able to take advantage of what you have already invested into. Another very interesting fact that we do is, let's say, for example, the previous presentation that we talked about, analytics, before that, BI. Now, every organization understands and knows that not everybody can write the SQL, which is the most optimized for any environment. You can write a SQL statement which is there, which works absolutely fine for a table which has got 10,000 records. The same query will not give you the desired results when you run it against a 10 million record database. So what do? What does your DBA do? Does your DBA continuously keep on making changes to that particular SQL to be able to do that particular thing? We provide you with technology which is a SQL rewrite or SQL optimizer, which can take your existing query, optimize it against the load that you have to get you the desired performance which is there. Similarly, on application performance monitoring. How many of us are familiar with similar kind of questions? We don't have information. Oh, application is slow. There's a problem probably at the network level. No, the problem is at the web application level. No. I think the database is slow. How do you really pinpoint where exactly the problem is? That's where Quest again provides you with intelligent solutions by which you can track and drill down across any of these applications, whether it's a native .NET-based application, a Java-based application, your SAP systems, or your Stable system, PeopleSoft system. We can enable end-to-end tracking to actually help you diagnose where the problem exists. Is it at the database level? Is it at the middleware level? Is it at the network level where there is a lot of packet drop which is happening? We provide you with solutions not only which help you to detect issues, but after detecting those issues, use a lot of tools from our database management systems which are there to actually resolve them and provide you with complete systems management activities. Well, since everybody talks about cloud, we don't have an alternative, we need to talk about the cloud. So Quest actually also provides you with solutions using which you can actually implement management of your internal cloud. Management. We don't provide a hypervisor, we don't compete with Microsoft's Hyper-V or VMware's ESX servers. No. But when you have implemented that, how do you manage that? How do you provision users very effectively? How do you integrate onto that? How can you use that particular infrastructure which you have implemented to even create models of chargeback to the business users so that business users understand, okay, if this is what you have implemented as technology for my business application, give me on a month-to-month basis what are the resources which are actually being consumed so that when you come back to me next year back again asking for more money, you can actually prove saying, listen, this is what you have utilized from the entire IT resources, this is the cost associated with it. You want more stuff? Give us more money. So these are the various different solutions that Quest Solutions provides to simplify management in the Windows management space, database management, application performance monitoring, and virtualization space, whether on the desktop or on the server side. But virtualization management, not virtualization. If there are any questions, I'm glad to take questions, or we can probably do that later on. Yes?
Is this software available on all sorts of we can take the software on a rental basis, SaaS model?
We can work out those logistics.
Because, we don't need these kind of things on a everyday basis.
Absolutely. Like for example, application performance monitoring, once you have implemented that, figured out where the problem is, give it to the developer, he fixes that particular thing, job's done. We can work out models.
Yeah, because that's the need of the time. Because you can't, there are so many application management, server management, network management tools.
Yes.
Spending so many dollars, the cost is rising so high.
Absolutely.
They are going to use only once in a quarter.
Yes. We can work out. Licensing is the least of the issues when it comes to Quest software. Thank you very much for the time. Really appreciate that. And if there are any further more questions, you can reach out to me or to Vasu. We are over.
Thank you very much. Right, final speaker before we go on to our breakout sessions, Anil Sharma. Anil oversees LogMeIn's India business and is responsible for setting up sales, marketing and support operations for LogMeIn in India. With over 15 years of experience, Anil has a proven track record of creating business unit ground up for organizations in startup and early stage growth operations. Before joining LogMeIn, he held senior sales roles in companies including CompuWare and Avara. Ladies and gentlemen, Anil Sharma.
Pardon me for coming in casual attire. I thought a lot should have wear a suit because everyone has been presenting in and I got opportunity to actually demonstrate what we do at Logway in to a couple of them. And to my delight, the glee on their face was awesome and really giving me inspiration. What I did actually to make them delighted was something really simple. I had my laptop, I had a data card. I launched a technician console on my laptop. I took out my phone, which was a neat phone without any pre-installed software. I pushed an SMS from my console to the mobile. I clicked on that link that I got as part of the SMS, and in 20 seconds, I was able to view my phone as such on my laptop. I was able to move the keys. I was able to get into the email configurations. I was able to transfer the files back and forth. I was able to push the scripts, and I was even able to remotely reboot my mobile. And that is why, probably these people really got thrilled. Welcome to Logme. What we do, as I said yesterday, we do ads, interesting things as our name is. This is the essence of Logme's business, because today, as I said, enterprises are being mobile, your workers need flexibility, they carry multiple devices, there is a whole lot of choice of platforms. So today, reaching to the internet is not the challenge, it's the edge of the internet, because that's where you have to support your users, your customers, your partners, your whoever you interact with for business. Before I go ahead, just few statistics from the analyst report. By 2011, 75% of the workforce is going to be off the land. Okay? 85% of internet devices off the land. We are seeing tremendous growth in smartphone usage. It's 275% for your information. Multiple platforms. And I think we heard a lot about mobile applications over the past 2 or 3 days. Where people are talking about providing application on your mobile devices, which will bring their challenges. So email, collaboration, CRM, and these are the kind of applications you're going to carry on your mobile. So what are the challenges that it poses for you as head of IT, as a CXO, and how your team is going to support that? You will have many calls coming in, okay? Because there are many platforms. Are you going to use multiple tools to support each and every application? Are you going to have multiple consoles? People want flexibility, and they want support while they don't want to wait to come back to office to get support, okay? So are you going to expose yourself to security risk when you are letting them connect to these devices over the LAN? This is where Logme steps in. We have a very impressive track record. Okay, you can see the pair of customers we have. We have more than 20,000 plus customers worldwide. 700,000 technicians today using our support channel to service these unvoiced customers. Last quarter itself, we ran 6.8 billion support sessions. The beauty of the entire thing was there was no pre-installed software needed, and everything happened in a very fast and secure manner. How we do that? 3 easy steps. Now, I have taken example of a BlackBerry. The same applies to an iPhone, same applies to an Android phone, a PC, a Mac. So most of the devices that we use today. Step 1, send a connection channel through either SMS or email, or generate a random code online, which technician has the ability to do and read it out to the person who wants support. The user enters in step 2 that code, and in 20 seconds, I have the controls, I can view, I can move that device. And when you are connected, this is what you get. So this is how your BlackBerry as such is going to look to you on your PC. There's a chat window on one side, so which means that your savings start immediately. You don't have to be on phone to support this user. There can be online chat which gets recorded. Whatever activities you are performing, everything gets recorded. On top, what you see is A single technician now can support multiple users at the same time because we do that queue management. So practically we give you ability to support 10 different devices at the same time. Physically is it possible? May not be. Before 3, whatever. But that's there. And then you can get inside the system and just do virtually what you would have done if the device was in your hand. Are we the unique player in this area? There are peers, who provide similar kind of support. But at this stage, we have got unfair advantage over any competition. Number one is point-to-point technology, which makes it really fast. So we kind of claim that we are the fastest, and we demonstrate that. A single tool to manage all your platforms. So whatever platforms you will see on your right, we will give you ability to support all from a single technician console. Depending on what is the volume of calls that you're going to handle and support calls that are landing, we can scale up to really thousands and more on that front. This support tool can't be standalone, so that's how we give you ability to integrate with your backend process, with your CRM, your IVRs through our XML-based APIs, which is very easy to adopt. Another beauty of the solution is it does not involve any infrastructure cost because we are not a software seller, we are a software service provider. So no hardware, nothing, and you decide the time frame for which you want this service to be up, and we will activate you immediately, and you are all set to go. And this is the last point is something which makes us secure for future through our relationship with Intel. The RPAC-based chipset machine are still not getting shipped in India, but every machine that is shipping now has a login agent pre-installed, which means that any point of time you can just and the AD forward is we will let you get down on the BIOS level, and even if the machine is fully powered down. What are the results? And proven results from one of the topmost companies in the world. Increased improvement in first-class call resolution, which means your ability to have N3 resources minimizes, so you can do a lot more with junior resources. Reduction in the call handle time. Customer satisfaction goes up, and 10% improvement in perception of technician skill. What does it mean? When I am on phone and I'm trying to struggle, what exactly I have to do, versus when I have the control and I'm moving your keys and mouse seamlessly, and I have the ability to collaborate with other technicians on the back end. The user, the user who is getting service, he has a much better perception about the technician knowledge. Few success stories: Semantic worldwide support 6,000 technicians, standardization, logging in, ROI less than 3 months. Pero systems, 1,000 plus technicians, and you have to log in, which is no part of sale, and ROI less than 3 months. Reduce desk site support by 15% for Pero, which naturally would have brought tremendous savings in terms of travel cost, people cost, and so on and so forth. All this comes to you from a company which is today the largest and the fastest growing SaaS in the world. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Anand. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now head out into the breakout workshops. Let me just tell you where they are happening. First of all, the solutions to excel in the virtual era, the efficient enterprise, that will be in this very hall. The general session, Cloud Beckons New Era for Business, will be in Aqua Hall, which is just opposite from here, just opposite this hall. And the customer-driven enterprise breakout session will happen in the Badami Hall, which is upstairs opposite your breakfast area. Okay, so those are the 3 breakout halls. If you've not given in your feedback forms, you still have time to do so before you check out. Once you're finished with these, lunch will be served in this very hall, and then the checkout, of course, happens at the lobby level. That's all the time I have over here. I hope you've enjoyed yourself so far. I think this is going to be my last session. Thank you very much.
My name is Sitaram Venkat. You see me yesterday and the previous day here interacting with quite a few of you. I lead the enterprise marketing business for Dell in India, based out of Bangalore. Absolutely. In the next for 20 odd minutes, I'm going to take you through a proposal that I have, which is talking a lot about building efficiency in your own enterprise. What we have done is we have implemented some of these drivers within our own IT infrastructure, and we have seen some discrete results. It is based out of that experience is what we have built this framework on, and that is what I'm going to take you through in detail. Right? The fifth inflection point in the industry is now, right? And we believe that the current era will be known as virtual era. If you see if you go back and just do a quick rewind, this is how the industry moved from a compute perspective, right? It started off with the mainframe era in the early 50s, and that's how the actual modern computing came into existence. And thereafter, it paved way to mini computing. Mini computing remained a status quo for some time. You see a gap there. And then that further transformed into what was called as a PC or a client server era. Right? If you just throw a little bit of light on these two eras, you've seen some of the companies survive and moving forward to the next generation, and some of them perish to insignificance because we find them that they were not able to cope up themselves with rapid changing or rapid technology advancements that is happening, and therefore they moved away and came away to newer players in the market. 1980 is where you will see Dell emerge as an IT technology solution provider, and this is where we started offering all the services that we bring into it. Later, this further translated and paved way to the internet era. The amount of usage of internet, services through internet, that created a big output, right? Internet era. So therefore, here is where we helped the leadership position, and we started using internet not only as a revenue tool, but we also use it as a medium to reach out to customers and helping our business. Right? The latest era, as I said, really will be the virtual era. This is going to change the way CIOs think, and I think people are going to move away from the traditional way of implementing IT infrastructure. Last 2 days we've been seeing various new technology revolutions in field of particularly cloud. We have had a number of sessions. These are, it is very clear that these are going to drive the way in which you deploy your strategies in very different manners. Flexible, yet scalable, and also business. A status quo kind of a situation amongst the CIOs here, whether to pump in all the money out of the overall business productivity, or should I relook, and if there is some money existing, can I drive out some innovation projects? This is a status quo. And here is where I'm going to talk about some of the solutions that will enable you to have a relook at the status quo situation and then drive up the efficiency within your enterprise. Right? So if you take a little deep dive and look at what are those issues actually which are creating those challenges, I'm sure this was also talked by my colleague Sridhar, and we had a couple of others also speaking. 80% of the money is definitely spent on maintenance. Balance 20% is that you need few dollars for innovation and the next level to plan the next level of growth. But can we do something about it? Yes. And then we believe that this 80% of the money can be actually reused, and if you have to look at some of the drivers which are leading to this inefficiency, we see that there are two critical elements which are causing this problem. The two critical cost areas. One, we feel, is definitely the data, which is largely related to the storage and your computer infrastructure, and the other one is the operational challenge. So, from a data center perspective, if you were to look at in detail, it is not about maintaining the existing legacy infrastructure. It is also about the labor which is also used to manage this infrastructure. So both these share equal responsibilities in terms of adding to your costs. So that's where we feel that we should have a relook I'm not saying it is easy for me to stand in front of you and say, when you look at best way of deploying the latest infrastructure, do away with your existing infrastructure, do away with your existing labor, but it is not as simple as that. We realize that more than often, this labor, the critical task force of your IT, is often doing repetitive tasks. They are often involved in maintaining the legacy environments. Therefore, we feel that if you move up, if you simplify your existing infrastructure, you can free up some of their time, and then that time can be used in terms of driving overall productivity in the organization. And if you get into the maintenance cost, again, what are those elements which are actually driving up, which are actually creating the inefficiencies? What are actually? One is, of course, from the data management. The other one is largely the operational challenges that pose while we do all of these. To just do a little bit of deep dive on what these challenges are, data management is, all of us know that data is vital in any organization today. We want information to be available across all the resources. So this is actually creating a huge sprawl, right? It is leading to a huge sprawl on the server side, compute side, as well as storage side. And further, the backup, the archival, and all the other processes which are related to the storage is also facing challenge. So that's where we feel that there is a definite area of implementing latest technologies that we offer from Dell, which will help you not only to manage this efficiency, it will also be able to drive the legacy and drive up your task force utilization better. The second aspect is pace of change complicates application management. So all of us know that often the technology advancements lead to our existing task force redoing the application codes because they want to drive up the utilization of resources, right? That is often creating a challenge. So one needs to look at probably business ready configs. When we look at DI, which can help them to use their resource utilization better. The third one, maintaining infrastructure inhibits innovation. Yes, obviously, if you have your legacy infrastructure in your data center, let's say the servers or storage, and if you have them turned down, it is going to cost money. Our finance team more than often comes and says all the existing infrastructure is amortized, there is no cost to it, but the cost of power, the cost of space, cooling, and the application management, the patches that you want to run on this legacy infrastructure, all this is going to cost money, right? Therefore, you need to look at leveraging the latest systems which are available. For example, at Dell, we offer servers which are out of the box ready, which are out of the box configured and highly optimized for efficiency, energy efficiency per watt. What we do customers is also give them free tools such as data center capacity planner. We also give you energy smart solution advisor, which will help you to plan your savings right from the day you invest on new infrastructure. Right? It's not easy to change the existing infrastructure at one shot, but I think you can look at this in a phased manner as part of your strategic evolution. Right? The last, sophisticated infrastructure is often hard to manage. We all know that server storage and networking is not as easy as said and done. A lot of time we use our internal resources in deploying most of this, particularly in diverse remote locations, right? And more than often we actually run out of resources. Our resources are not able to cope up with various newer technologies that are available around this infrastructure. That often creates a challenge. And that's where again, at Dell, we believe that we can offer a simplified, unified management. We'll be launching that in Q3. We call that Dell Advanced Infrastructure Management. It's going to be a single console which will help you to manage the independent silos, the infrastructure silos, we call them, storage, network, as well as servers with a single open GUI. This product will be launched shortly. I'm sure that will help them drive this management and efficiency within your organization, right? So to address these challenges, what are the technology innovations that are available? We feel, and we believe as we listen to our customers that these are the, and we have categorized them into 4 technology innovation centers. Let me just walk through briefly each one of them. The first one is about intelligent data management. Right? All of us know that our storage requirements are growing, And we learn from customers that in the next 2 years, their storage requirements are going to increase about 5x. And whereas budgets are flat and budgets are not proportionately increasing, right? Because there is a challenge. So then how do you deploy your existing storage or how do you deploy a newer intelligent storage infrastructure? That often becomes a question. What we believe, again, what we believe and what we offer to customers from there is probably, let me give you 1 or 2 examples, is a tiered storage, right? Storage tiering helps you to only save those important and critical data in your large and expensive or in your faster fabric like fiber channel and move the rest to those inexpensive tapes or discs which are typically SATA, right? This helps in you keeping the important data at any given point of time and those information which is more than a month old or which is less frequently accessed to be moved to the inexpensive disk systems. That will help you to apportion your storage management and the way you manage your data. Storage consolidation is another example. At Dell, we offered broadly about 2 solutions. One is the Dell EMC portfolio, which today is expanding with sound DD solutions. We also offer Dell EcoLogic storage solutions, which are the new age high performance solutions with ease of management utility. Right? The 10G based storage today is available. Lastly, we've seen iSCSI as a mature protocol in the market. We've seen customers like you looking at iSCSI based storage solutions, but that's where Dell has taken a further leap, and today we are ready with the 10G based EcoLogic platform. Right? The third thing, if I were to specifically mention in terms of intelligent data management, apart from tiering and storage consolidation, would be deduplication. Just look at how, more than often we all feel that backup on a disk is easier because restoration is faster, but it is always expensive, right? That poses a huge challenge in front of you. Deduplication there really helps you to have sound data compression and you can leverage your existing tapes or you can use mix of both the grades, your disks as well. It can coexist, it can complement both the medium which is available today for backing up your data and archival of information. So all these in a simple form actually will make a huge difference in the overall IT landscape that you have. We move on to the next innovation center. This is about application, streamlined application and workload management. What we say here is maybe create a templarized based designs, create workflow automation, enable the next set of IT users to manage the resources on their own and reduce the dependency on our critical task force. More than often we feel that the critical task force is often there talking within the organization, helping each of the IT users, giving them patches, giving them templates, etc. So if all these are created in a templarized form, I'm sure they can be rather self-dependent and they can just keep moving on. And that is what I said is task reduction, right? So just move them on, free up their time, and I'm sure they will focus on the other critical issues of the infrastructure. The third one is simplified infrastructure management. I mentioned about advanced infrastructure management too, because the biggest challenge today is manage server, manage storage, manage networking, a number of remote offices with independent management tools, different resources, server resources different, the storage resource is different, the network resource is different. Always they have their own ideas, they are limited to their areas of competency. So this is where we feel that it will bring the next wave of change by unifying all this into a single console and reducing the number of independent silos footprint, therefore simplifying the existing infrastructure. The last is intelligent infrastructure. What we say by intelligent infrastructure is not just physical hardware, it's about everything, right? It's about services, to storage, to servers, networking, all put together, and the consulting. Dell offers this in a comprehensive manner. To again give a specific example here, what we do is we embed the system management by default in all our servers. So what it does, it is intelligent straight away. As it teaches you, it is straight away ready to operate and you can straight away move on. The second thing that we do, that we embed the hypervisor default with most of our servers today. Right? Again, so it is out of the box virtualized ready. and can seamlessly integrate with your existing virtualized landscape. Yes, we offer this, and this was repeated in a couple of other Dell sessions. This is based on our pragmatic DNA. We are known to be open. What we mean by open is allowing our customers to make their own choices. There is no limitation, there is no captivity here, right? And yet, having solutions which are capable and scalable, having them in the right formats, best suited to various industries at the right price points. This is a clear differentiator today. We differentiate ourselves, and this is what sets us apart. And we continue to do this, delivering on our promise of being efficient enterprise. So, most of you may not know that, or most of you would have seen, in fact, some of the customers yesterday also gave us feedback that we have not seen you in the services side, particularly in the enterprise, right? A few months back, Dell has acquired Peru, right? With that, we are moving our services portfolio from what was actually modular or managed services, which are limiting to IT infrastructure. We are moving them to cloud services. We are moving them to hosting services. We can do application-based services, etc. So our services portfolio is also very comprehensive. We also have the rest of the infrastructure solutions which are wide and open. I said, particularly in storage, we have a huge range, right? The Powerwall, the EcoLogic, we have Dell EMC. On the server side, we are there from the entry level to the latest gigs, right, which can help you to scale up and scale out. We offer all these products and services in all the formats that customer wants as a business-ready configs. Some of them tested for applications, particularly database, for example. SQL Server, customers who are using SQL as a database, we have servers pre-tested and validated on SQL. And we have posted these benchmarks in our public site, which is Dell.com. If you go and visit that, you will get specific benchmarks, specific validated test results, be it SQL, be it Oracle, etc. Right? So that helps a lot of time saving when it comes to the initial deployment, and that's where we spend a lot of time. That's where our internal resources are also utilized. Right? And the second, build and transfer, build and operate model that we want, and most importantly today, as a service delivery model. Right? So by offering this in various formats that customers want, what we have done is we're doing this, building world-class solution experience to customers, be it the way you want, either as a consultancy, do it as a implementation model, do it as a build and operate and transfer model, as well as a service model. Okay? So anything of these where you feel that we can add value, we can come and deliver these innovation centers that I talked about as a totality, or we can deliver them as a independent silos as you want. Because each of them, even leveraged independently, makes a huge difference, and it will definitely drive up the costs that you are incurring in terms of managing your infrastructure. That's where I said that today we are at a major inflection point, and this is definitely going to help us drive the overall business experience that we deliver to customers. What differentiates really is the open and the pragmatic heritage model that I mentioned, and we are known to deliver this approach across all the products that we offer, right from mobile and down to data center systems, to clients, to cloud services, etc. And more importantly, what we have done is we have ensured that these are customized in the way you want, right? In the form of solutions, in the right solution experience that you will need, yet not compromising on reliability or performance. And we have ensured that that creates a world-class experience across all these platforms and solutions that we have. That's all I have to talk. Thank you, and if there are any questions, feel free to ask me, or you can also write. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, yeah, that's what I said. Earlier we were known to only do it as a product. Today we do it as a service. Yeah, please let us know. We can come and engage with the discussion, especially on this, and then we can mutually work out. I won't say that we are ready right away, but yes, in the next couple of months, very near future. Just a couple of months down the line, we are ready. What I'm saying is, if you were to look at about 4 years back, you would have almost implemented your servers, let's say about 20 racks of servers, versus today, with virtualization in, you can actually run the same amount of workloads with just one rack of servers. So the footprint of servers is tremendously reduced. Therefore, if you are running n number of racks full of servers, you need to really have a view and look at energy optimized servers today, which can really drive up the efficiency level, which can lower your costs. Plan and savings. Yes, we have done that. I'm not sure if you are there on day one. Sridhar, delivered a key moderator. He picked up some specific examples at Dell within our own infrastructure. I think we were running close to about 10,500 applications. Today, we reduced that to about 4,000. So what it has done is, look at the overall count. We were running in excess of 15,000 servers, and it is reduced to 6,000 servers. We're seeing a huge saving. So yes, I may not be able to add a number to it, but yes, we can definitely come in and deliver some savings, and we can help you structure a plan and share with you, which with clear outcomes. I'm sure that will help you to make suitable decisions. And that's been the efficient enterprise today. I think that's where we are differentiating ourselves over our competition in the market. So be very upfront. If there are no further questions, thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.